So they'll be calling you a radical. Back to the acute epic collapse of the Pacific Ocean that no one seems to give a fuck. Just the greatest ecological collapse in modern human history. The Great Pacific Genocide. I did not name it extinction. I named it genocide. And so there's plenty of useful idiots all over out there. So it's been a tough year for tide pooling because of surge or whatever. So I'm Googling around. You know, there's people that post videos out there. I mean, they're pitiful, by the way, but, you know, the useful idiots. And then the comments are even more pitiful. Yay, look at that great tide pool when they're showing you the tide pool's completely fucking dead. Where can I book a hotel to get close? And maybe a chauffeur could drive me there and hold me up in a wheelchair. To fucking, I mean, it's pitiful. Here, the useful idiots. This is what these tide pools are supposed to look like. That's what they're supposed to look like. That's what they looked like before Fukushima happened. Hello, people have no fucking clue. So you see somebody out there, oh, I'm at Point Loma. You know, I'm at somewhere along the coast, and I'm zooming in, and oh, I found a vertebrae. I found a, you know, a little sea slug, and I zoom in, I have this really great camera, and I have this mix where I can really brighten up the color. Woo! Oh, fuck. So worthless, so asymmetric to reality. Good tide pool videos are raw and uncut. You'll stand up high, show the fuck thing. You're out there and just raw as fuck. No zooming in. Oh, I found it, you know, and showing the overall. It's like Malay. Step back and paint from the broader perspective. That's what they're supposed to. By the way, that's Diablo Canyon Pier. You know what that's the Diablo Canyon evacuation zone calendar. I'm not fucking kidding. This is how psycho these fuckers are. This is what they're supposed to look like. So, the world's foremost expert on California tide, well, any tide pool, Kevin Blanch. I know every nook and cranny. I know every single secret fucking gem. Secret. People can go out, and of course they're not going to follow me because they can't handle the truth. Well, I'm internet kettled anyway. People don't want the fucking truth. It's like fighting fucking cancer. I was head of the support group for so fucking long. Especially this younger generation who's getting more aggressive cancers, who's dying younger. You'd think they'd fight back the hardest. Oh, no. Oh, fucking no. I was head of those support groups. I remember being in there and, you know, I'm dying. I'm fucking fighting my ass off. And there's a lot of people fighting their ass off. There's a young guy in there, and my nurse, Whitney's like, Kevin, can you go talk to him? Yeah. Room next door. I said, what the fuck you doing? No, I ain't fighting this. I'm not going through this. I said, what the fuck are you talking about? You got fucking 2 young children. You know, he just laid out. I says, you got to show them the fucking way. You got to fight, fucker. Just laid down and fucking died. That's what they do. It's about the lowering of quality of life. It's about the fucking degenerate America. And then we elect people that are so degenerate. I mean, we're going back to Trump. I mean, the debtor president. I mean, this quarter century of these great debtors have just, quality of life has crashed in this fucking country. And you're so socially engineered on the fucking internet telling you how to think, what to think, when to fucking think. So, these historic tide pools, I don't get skunked. You know, I know there's a couple places in Southern California I could still find some big, thick, well, they're not huge, but some thick fucking ochres. So I know where. Play back the tape, Your Honor. The only person in the fucking planet that fucking knows. Well, me and a couple of the, you know, the Coast Guard guys, you know, that there's a guy in SoCal that I'm friends with that him and his sons do some work, and, you know, and he identified one spot for me. I visit with people. I work up and down the coast. I talk to people. I don't get skunked. And like I said, I find they're just down 99%. So stay with me. So, fuck, I cannot believe how fucking high fucking plane flights are. Of course, what isn't? Yeah, I've been trying to buy a fucking car. Holy fuck, can you believe the prices of the car? Money is so trash and so worthless, and I can prove how degenerate America is. Do you know what the Congress, the red pill, blue pill, you know, there's what? 435 members of Congress. And the score, they were up by a touchdown, the red pill, 121 to 114. So we go through this $1 billion fucking cycle, whatever. You know Congress is now? 120 to 115. Same team. Is that even fucking possible? Fuck. Degenerate America. They're so socially engineered into social issues, God gaze gun, that fucking their own well-being, even economically, let alone fucking physically, they don't give a fuck about. They can't connect any fucking dots. How can they give a fuck about the fucking Pacific Ocean? They don't even give a fuck about their neighbors. They don't give a fuck about them. Fuck, they don't give a fuck about themselves. Fuck, I'm just checking out. Okay. That's the lowering of quality of life. Mission accomplished, right? I mean, when you're so fucking unpassionate about your own personal being and your own path and your own fucking life that you're not willing to fight for your right to live, I would have never fucking believed it. I would have never believed it. You know, I got cancer in 2011. Oh, fuck, I fought. I remember all the doctors and all the therapists and everybody that, you know, has dealt with me along the way. You just had it made up in your mind. You were going to fight. You had a lot to live for. Yeah. I thought everybody did. No. People, I mean. So, the tide pools. Point Loma is not the best tide pool in Southern California. They charge 20, but not even close. Not even. Sure the fuck isn't La Jolla. Sure isn't up the fucking coast, Escondido. It sure isn't up the fucking, you know, in LA, Shaw's Cove, Orange. Fuck no. I know where the best tide pool, and I fucking thumbprinted it heavily. I've documented. By the way, this has been verified by the Monterey Aquarium before he left and went to South America. My footage I got there at PB Point on the California hares. One, he says that's the biggest California hare ever videoed, ever. Nobody says they can. How many? Many, many, many dozens of them at a time. I've had this so well documented. Now stay with me. So people don't even realize that California, they're so sick and they're so scrawny since 2011. Sickly little thing, you know, put your finger in it. A California sea anemone are supposed to be this fucking big. They have flowers in them. They're so beautiful. Now, there's a video I have out there. My grandsons, you know, those two little eyes in Carmel, on the Carmel side at fucking the golf course, fucking Poisoners, Pebble Beach. On the Carmel side in that upper rock pool, you know, and they would use terminology. They were little boys then. They would use terminology, you know, from SpongeBob. And I says, you find anything? So they made it up. They would yell, Code Patrick, Code Patrick, Code Patrick. So they're yelling, I says, don't fuck with me. I'm clear over there, you little fuckers, because they're always fucking with me. They get a kick out of it. You know, both born in 2011, right after the Fukushima disaster, the Fuktonian boys. And so, no, if I come all the way over there, you little fuck, no, Grandpa, come on, Code Patrick, Code Patrick. Fucking run all the way across, get over there. Sure shit, they're all over it. Big, beautiful, flowering. The only ones I found. Incredible. Now, I have really 4 secret fucking gems in all of California that I find some ochres. And I have my theory why. Lover's Point, Monterey, right there in the little fucking cut canyon, but it's only, you only get exposed all the time. You know, this is not an extinction. It's a genocide, the Great Pacific Genocide. First, they come for the natives. I won't stop there. Then for the buffalo. Why would they stop? And of course, I'm going to get no traction or anything. Just the greatest PhD in human history. Now, I was talking to a guy yesterday who says, well, you're in the wrong state to be a marine biologist. I'm like, yeah, no shit. You ever heard of an airplane? So how much, now you think about it, this is the greatest marine biologist probably in American history. You know, even more than Doc Ricketts. Did Doc Ricketts have a fucking college degree? Fuck no, he didn't. You know, a lot of people call him the poacher, but let's see. One of the greatest tide pools in the world is named after him, the Great Tide Pool there in Monterey. By the way, which is not the greatest tide pool. It's a good one. Do not get me wrong. And I've worked the shit out of the entire fucking that peninsula many, 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 many times. Those ones at Carmel, fucking, I mean, I just go on. I know the coast of California like no other. Like no other. Nobody on the fucking planet. I know the tide pools, where they're at, like no other on the fucking planet. Try me. Try me. Play back the tape, Your Honor, because I've walked the entire thing multiple times. I've been working this heavily for fucking so long. I cannot overstate this. March 10th, 2011. The tide pools were historically healthy. Then this acute radical collapse. In science, we call that an outlier. So the upper California purple urchins, they were like carpet. Every time you see one of those holes in all those fucking reefs, that's a California purple urchin. That's where they live. And it's so fucking telling. The tide pools are the best way to get the breath of the ocean. Not diving, not fucking, you know, what some fisherman says out there, fucking who's drank too much. You know, not all some restaurateur who's bringing, I mean, no. Those tide pools are the breath, are the thumbprint, and I've always known that. I mean, being a young guy, little kid, you know, walking from school over there, okay, get your crayons and just stand it up high at low tide. And you didn't even have to get down in them. You're like, oh. California crimson's this fucking big. Fucking bright red. Purple fucking ochres, fucking red ochres, fucking orange fucking bat stars, fucking California cucumbers, fucking pickles, fucking, I mean, the color so vibrant, the yellow, the blues, the reds, the purples, the fucking orange. Oh, fucking like a French Stella painting. Fucking incredible. Take your fucking breath away. That's what they look like on March 10th. Just carpet. I mean, you go into these fucking pools on these fucking reefs, which I know every one of them just like carpet in the California purple upper urchins. I declared them pretty well extinct a long time ago. You know, before and after pictures, this acute rat, and people are so fucking abstract from this. And then, so, okay, wasting disease. These bootlicker scientists, by the way, any scientist who's putting out a paper, who's putting out anything after the fact, is not a scientist. Number one, you have to have a hypothesis. There is no hypothesis. Number two, you have to have field work. Fuck, there ain't no field work. None of these guys got any fucking field work. It's copy, paste, PhD. They jump to conclusion and fucking still the great scientist Kevin Blanch's fucking work. I did it in real fucking time. These are full-blown out meltdowns, which it's going to cause a plasma. It's going to cause a gas. This never happened at Mayak. This never happened at fucking Santa Susana in LA. This never happened at 3 Mile Island. This never happened at Pathfinder. This never happened at Chalk River. This never happened at Shellfield. Fucking, what's that fucking great song? Mother Mary came to me. Let it be, let it be, let it be. You know, that's what that's all about. Fucking Lenin, the great fucking anti-nuclear activist. Fucking never happened even at Chernobyl. 780,000 men entombed it. There's a reason they mined underneath it. Now you got Tony Blair's foundation saying, yeah, it wasn't, Chernobyl's not that. How the fuck would he know? Is he a scientist? Saddam Hussein had weapons. I like how these guys just perpetuate this degenerate fucking lies. And there's no accountability this fucking quarter century for anybody. It's just a fucking giant fucking loot job. Do whatever you want. Rape, pillage, fucking rob your fellow fucking. Ask not what I can do for my country. Ask what I can loot from my country. It's pitiful. It's fucking absolutely pitiful. So this great ecological fucking collapse. So I'll get back there. I'm having trouble getting a plane flight. Fuck, I can't believe the fucking price of fucking plane flights. Well, I can't believe the price of anything. I mean, what the fuck? You know, the great inflator, President Trump, and old man Biden, you know, between the two of them, they run more debt than all of the presidents in the history of mankind combined. I mean, this great Ayn Rand /rate. And then it's like this, I used to say in my class. And remember, I was a professor at the #1 school of business in the United States, bar none, who was hijacked by Warren Buffett and his twin cousin, Bill Gates, who's under investigation by the FBI for selling state secrets to China. Look it up. The Weber State School of Business, the #1 in the country when I was the Bill Russell there. #1. Beating Wharton, beating Harvard, beating Yale, beating, God forbid you have that. And now they're fucking, I say it like this. Here's debt. Here's inflation. This is inflation. This is debt. So, 1980, we didn't really have any. You know, Volcker's fucking raising the fucking rate, took our classical medicine. In the 90s, all stable. Debt's, this is debt. This is inflation. Starting to get a little teeny bit of debt in the early 80s. Very, very, very little. In the 90s, it started to happen tiny. We're going from Ray Gun, the military industrialized complex. We started to acquire debt. We went from less than 1 trillion to 3 trillion. So Congress starts to act. Fucking Congress goes in the 1990s. Bill Warmar Clinton, I did not inhale. He says, this is getting ridiculous. And then, of course, remember, it was Reagan who named that financial terrorist one of the greatest terrorists in the history of mankind, Ayn Rand Greenspan. And he goes to them and he says, we need to cut. We got to get this fiscal house in. Remember, the GOP used to be fiscally responsible. Now they're tax the future, get to my friends. Never seen a fucking bomb they didn't like. So is the left, you know. And so this is debt. This is inflation. This is debt. This is inflation. So there's no inflation in the 90s. None. Debt, just a hair. So this is debt. This is inflation. It's pretty stable. So Bill Walmart Clinton goes to that moral majority. Now, think about it. They called themselves the moral majority. They took over in 94, fucking after all those years. Tom DeLay, Dennis Hastert. Now, I want you young people, Google Dennis Hastert, see what he's in prison for. That's your moral majority. Okay, the real fucking moral. The self-righteous fucking right who are always immoral, fucking overcompensation. And now you have the imperialist fucking bootlicker scumbag left. The only way we're going to do this, Bill Walmart Clinton, to the GOP, who control Congress. We have got to, the only way we're going to have to cut the military. Now, think about this. This is in the 90s. I want you to think about this. We got to cut the military budget. Sure, the GOP says, good, yes, let's do it. And they did it radically. They closed McClellan. I mean, they were going to close Hillfield here. Now Hillfield's F-35, they got towers of, you know, the military industrialized guy fucking, Northrop Grumman has fucking towers out there on fucking government. I mean, isn't that what called fascism is? The bleeding of fucking government and militarism fucking. Let's do it. So they did it. Do you know we had a surplus in the fucking 90s? The way it was looking, we started to go from just 3.8 trillion. This is debt. This is inflation. Fucking. It looked like there would be no debt by 2004. Completely wiped out. Zero debt. We'd be back to zero just like we were for all those centuries. Or excuse me, all those many decades. Gonna happen. We go from we had a surplus, and let's party like it's 1990. Yes, you heard me right, a surplus. The tax rate on the corporation was 39.6%. The tax rate on billionaires was in the 60 percentile. Now it's zero. So then the gift that keeps on giving. God forbid we have that. Downsizing the military. Peace, prosperity, fucking. I say in my class, the greatest dagger to fucking humans besides nuclear fallout is inflation. This is debt. This is inflation. So this happened. Bush Gore. Now, who orchestrated that? One by Jetstream, two by cable TV. Roger Ailes, who's most likely in hell. Bush didn't win. I mean, the Supreme Court surely didn't rule that he fucking won. The Supreme Court fucking stepped in and ruled. And if you think that's a fucking court, the Supreme Court is nothing but, and it always has been, and people have always known this, it's a fly. It's a fucking political apparatus. How many votes did it take to be president of the United States? 6. 5 Supreme Court justices and your daddy that put him there. They never ruled that he won. They ruled that there was a time to fucking count. Put this in your fucking hanging chad. So, then the gift that keeps on giving. 9/11, which were all Saudis imperialists. And the thing that's irony me is Trump used to do, because I was in New York all those fucking years, did all that work down there at the fucking holes in the fucking towers. I was, so heavily involved in fucking the activist community fucking down there. And Trump used to just rip the Saudis and say, why are we going to Afghanistan and Iraq? What's the matter with you? Blah, blah, blah. They were all Saudis. This is Trump. Then Trump becomes elected in 2016, gets right in bed with the Saudis. Who's running the show? Not him. You think left pill, right pill? I mean, these imperialists have taken over our country. They've fucking taken over, academia. They've taken over, fucking media's completely gone. Media is a weapon used against you. So, and then they've social engineered a guy like Kevin Blanch. They've kettled because, why do you think they fucking got me smashed down? This is the greatest PhD. People knew the fucking truth of the Fukushima disaster. Fuck. Can you imagine the social engineers who covered it up? Talk about fucking most hated people on the fucking history of the planet. So this is inflation. This is debt. This is inflation. This is debt. 2000, they started fucking inflating your way out. This is debt. This is inflation. This is debt. This is inflation. 25 fucking. Cut the rate. Cut the rate. In my class, I used to say, well, just remember the rule of doubling and the average fucking interest rate. Put your money in a bank account. How long will it take to double that fucking money? Compound it. Einstein said the most powerful concept on the planet was compounding. Was he talking about your bank account? No, I think he was talking about accumulation of nuclear fallout. I said, just remember how home runs fucking Babe Ruth hit. 714. 7.14 is the average historical fucking interest rate into a fucking CD, into a fucking... People think that an interest rate now is high at 4. This is debt. This is inflation. This is debt. This is inflation. This is debt. This is inflation. Inflation is a dagger to fucking everyone. Brutal. And you're worried about fucking tariffs. I mean, fuck. And then you reelect the great debtor president, the great debtor Congress, the great debtor senator, which was Biden fucking Trump, both reelected. Well, Biden wasn't reelected in a fucking Democratic primary. Of course, I don't think he ever was. I think Bernie fucking was. But, I mean, the debt's really not, it's such a dagger economically to fucking all people. There's only one thing that even trumps fucking... Where's your fucking Trump vodka? The whole country is drunk on Trump. There it is. The whole country is drunk on Trump vodka. They have no reality. The only thing that is more fucking devastating to the average Americano is than inflation is nuclear fallout, fucking bioaccumulation, is cancer. Is cancer, cancer, cancer. So what does that have to do with... Well, it has everything to do with it. It's about our quality of life. It's about our quality of life. It's about the air that we breathe. It's about the fucking water we drink. So you pick your poison here in Utah. The quality of air is horrific. And there's lots of things they could do. They could clean up the fuel in fucking... Really, it's really pennies on the dollar to get a fucking cleaner fucking fuel in cars. It's really pull the fee of $16,000 to put solar panels on your fucking house. Warren Buffett owns Rocky Mountain Power. Fucking him and his twin cousins and their bootlickers, John Coltrane Curtis and his other bootlicker, fucking Governor Cox is the worst governor in history. There are fucking solutions that we could be done today, but we don't because we're caught up in God's gates gun, God's gates gun, God's gates gun. Fucking, it's so disgusting where we got the lowest common denominator politically. There is no bloody revolution. There is no political solution. If you're waiting for a politician to save you, keep fucking waiting. Not going to happen. It has to be grassroots like Kevin Blanch. Now, I did my historic tide pool, and I'll continue to do my historic tide pools. I am the world's foremost expert on fucking tide pools. And remember, I did all this incredible Try me. Nobody in the world knows fucking tide pools in all of California like Kevin Blanch. Nobody. I know where every single one. I know all the secret. You can Google around. Just Google around. Google around and start finding fucking tide pool and show me. You're not going to find shit until you get to Kevin Blanch's video. You're like, oh, he did find smokers. He knows a couple. There's really 3 secret fucking places. 3 on the entire fucking California coast. 3 secret fucking places. And I have my theory why. Because they're little protected fucking little fucking gems. It's important that I document this because if you Google around, because I'm a butcher what's cow, I'm a baker what's cake, I'm a marine biologist at SDSU at San Diego State, at Caltech, at Cal, at fucking UCLA, at USC, at Oregon State, Washington. They're frauds who should be put in fucking jail. What's Fukushima? For every action, there's a reaction. Now, wasn't that Newton? He said it was equal. That's been debunked. That's been absolutely debunked. Newton's fucking for every action, there's an equal reaction. Has been totally debunked, historically. We know factually, in most cases, for every action, the reaction is greater. 9/11, 10/7. But we're talking physics-wise. We're talking science-wise. We know for every action, when it comes to nuclearism, splitting the atom, we know the reaction is much greater than even the action. Now, I want you to think about the action. Never happened to Mayak, never happened to Santa Susana, never happened to Chernobyl, these fucking devastating fucking. So the first time in world history that we get full blown out nuclear meltdowns, at least 3 of them, most likely 4, biggest load of spent fuel. Chernobyl was a new reactor that fucking no spent fuel pools, 780,000 men into them. Fucking here we didn't do nothing. Send in the Reagan, make it so. Fucking Barry Antoinette, let them eat yellow cake. Fucking Obama. And then Trump meets with a B fucking 17 times. Now you would think about Trump's first inauguration. I was there. I was at the White House. You folk, Bernie's all you can hear. I took the train through. Why would a B immediately come? That day, flew in to Trump Towers and fucking met with him. Why would the first person he meet with Abby and block out the windows at Mar-a-Lago? And what do you think they're talking about? Their fucking golf game? Him and Bob Crafted. And now Trump, after all those years, mentions it on fucking Rogan. When he was president for all those years, never said. Why doesn't no media ask him? Hey, Trump, I've asked him. You gonna fucking stop the cover up of Fukushima? I asked him 26. Yes. Did he? Re-elected. Why doesn't some reporter just go to Trump and say, hey, how come you perpetuated the great fucking lie that covers up the cover up of Fukushima? Google John Trump, his uncle, and his connection with Tesla. Oh, wait a minute. These tide pools are supposed to look like this. So these useful idiots that are out there, it helps. I'm glad that they're doing these videos, but they're, not in the right tide pools. They have no clue because they're reading on an internet website. 10 greatest tide pools in fucking Southern California. When the 10 greatest tide pools they'll list, they're not even the top. None of them are even the top 5. Oh, I know where they all are. I know where everyone. I'm the world's foremost expert. I'll get there. I'll get it done. I'm trying to get a fucking car. I mean, I think about the lack of support. And it's been epic, the lack of support. And I equate it to, COVID. I mean, you think of COVID and, my hypothesis where it comes from. I won't even get into that, but March 11th, 2011, the great disaster, the nuclear fucking meltdowns of Fukushima. It took me a year and a half to convince anybody it was one meltdown. They attacked me. They kettled me. They went after me. That's been proven by artificial intelligence now that anybody used the nuclear energy meltdown. I knew these were meltdowns. They went after, which are felonies in all 50 states while I'm in critical condition. The fact that I did all this historic work in critical condition, no one seems to give a fuck because they're too weak to handle it. It's like Spanish flu was declared in the United States, was declared worldwide on March 11th, 2018. No, really? Yeah. So was the COVID-19, March 11th, no. What's the odds? Fukushima, March 11th. What? Fucking nuclear fucking meltdowns don't cause. Oh, yes, they do cause mutations. Oh, that's Einstein's fucking words. I mean, his incredible fucking work. So you're going to chalk this all up to coincidence. So I go to all these people that he's just regurgitating fanny go to with no hypothesis, no field work, and they got the nerve to call themselves a scientist. Now you put the fucking tide pool collapse in symphony with the gray whale starvation event, the humpback, which I documented in real time, and I hypothesized and everything, with the fire, plutonium fires, the heat dome over the Western United States, with the fire events, with the great Western North America fucking heat dome fucking drought, which all fucking hypothesized and predicted by in fact, I know the fucking blob, all this work historic, I've been dead on every fucking bit of it. Dead on. Is that even possible? Yeah, it's possible. I did it. All this historic events that are in symphony with each other. And you go to these people, what caused wasting disease? Global warming. What caused the whale starvation event on the humpbacks and the grays? Unusual mortality event, starting in 2012, which has been verified now. I did it in real time. Global warming. Okay. Every time I'm like, wait a minute. I go to all these guys, wait a minute. So your hypothesis is that global warming started in 2012. We know the great outlier. It's unarguable. The greatest outlier in fucking modern fucking history happened in the Pacific Ocean. It's unarguable. Kevin Blanch's fucking work is gilded and gold cost. So I go to him. That's not what we said. I said, that's exactly what you said. And you're getting funded. You're panty painter. Don't say the F word, whatever. There had to be a trigger. We know global warming started fucking with the auto industry when the auto industry and fucking Rockefeller oil, you know, and the Saudi family and fucking Saudi Arabia and, you know, Rockefeller and, you know, orchestrated by Roosevelt. And we know that when we tore out all the streetcars and turned this country into the fucking, you know, go ask Claire Patterson on lead and gasoline. We know that it started many decades and it's been like this. Global warming. We know factually in 2011, 12, it went like this. We know that for a fact. It's unarguable. What was the trigger? You can't just take this quantum leap. Oh, global. That's a fucking cop out. And anybody, scientists are mystified, they're baffled, they're stumped, they're curious, they're alarmed, who goes there and doesn't finish the fucking job, you're frauds. You're all frauds anyway. I'm a butcher, what's a cake? I'm a butcher, what's a cow? I'm a baker, what's a cake? I'm a fisherman, what's a boat? I'm a football player, what's a goalpost? I'm a, marine biologist at one of these major institutions. I'm a scientist. I work for EPA. What's Fukushima? You're fucking frauds, and you've branded yourselves in fucking history for all time and all eternity. The greatest fucking typo expert in the world, Kevin Blanch. Try me. All this fucking historic fucking work, hundreds and hundreds of raw footage fucking on every historic type. And it happened so quick. Johnny, I look back at some of those typos. It's incredible, my historic work. Absolutely incredible. I was watching some of them. Holy fuck. And then these panty painters go out there and, ooh, look, I found this. I got me a hot... By the way, it's against the law to use a fucking hot light on your head in a tide pool. That's illegal. To wade through them's illegal. To pick up stuff and pull it out, hold it, illegal. I don't do that. I fucking glide across like a fucking shortbird across those slick ass, which is very athletic. And this historic fucking footage. And I know wherever, and I haven't found them all on my own. Mostly I found there's, I communicate with people. There's people all over out there, and they're like, oh, it's the typo guy. Hey, well. And then, of course, a lot of people lied to me. Oh, no, they're just thriving over there. I remember being at Trader Joe's in Monterey, get some food, whatever, and this girl's like, oh, Kevin, what's the typo guy? Come here, blah, blah, blah. She's like, no, out of fucking, the Elkhorn, they're fucking just loaded. I says, when was the last time you was out there? I was out there recently. They're deader than fuck. No, I know where they're at. And I'm like, you want to go on a date? I think this is 2016. What time you get off? She's like, I can get off right now. I said, you got a car? Yeah. Here, I'll get some food. Let's go and have a little pick. Okay. So her and I fucking drive out there, and she shows me right where these historic tide pools are just loaded. I'm like, okay. And it was pretty low tide, just by coincidence. And she's like, oh my God. I said, see, it's selective memory. I had this conversation with her. You probably recall this in 2006, 7, 8, 9, 10, or maybe even early 2011. This surely wasn't 2012, 13 because they collaborated. Oh. And she starts to rewind in her mind. Maybe it was further back than I thought. This has happened to me dozens and dozens and dozens. To the point it pisses me off sometimes because it wastes so much of my time. I remember being in Monterey. Oh, over there on the fucking pier, you know, over there. Oh, fuck. I said, no, I just left there. Oh, no. This young man and woman, I says, come on. You coming with. Show me. And we go over there, and they're like, oh, well, they were. Yeah, they were in 2010. I remember a woman called me. This is back when I could spit on the ground, get 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 10,000 views. This is historic news, and you had people tagging my videos all over the world on these historic tide pools, all over. And then they were all profiteering. Buy your fucking water filters, your Patriot marked up 1,000%, including scumbag Alex Jones, rents, all these fucking lowlifes who are making millions of dollars off my fucking work and historical work. And by the way, none of them ever sent me 5 fucking cents, which I think about that. You're exploiting a guy in critical condition out there sleeping in a sleep bag doing the greatest PhD, and you don't even support my work. I mean, you'd think one of those guys, hey, here's, Blanch, you need a car. Here, these, when they're making tens of millions of dollars, and they don't send me 5. Think about how sick in their fucking minds they are to exploit someone in that situation. Talk about fucking karma. I remember this woman, this great old fucking activist, fucking from the old Abalone Coalition in Del Mar. She called me, Kevin, I want to meet with you. And I met with her, and she's like, your work is so epic. She says, I've listened to your rants on Senate offering in the hearings for fucking decades. You are the world's foremost. I just love your work, blah, blah, blah. She says she was sitting on a foundation of literally hundreds of millions of dollars. She says, I want to put this together, and your post-ignorance project, I want to totally fund it. I have an attorney. He'll build everything. We'll build a fucking coalition. We'll do it. I'll fund the whole fucking thing. I'm going to buy you a fucking car, a van that you can sleep in, work it up. We'll get it painted up, the whole 9 yards. She says, let's just do this. I've got the attorney. I met with her and the attorney. We went to dinner, and it was a done deal. This is clear back in 2013. I mean, this was a lover of the ocean, anti-nuclear, who knew her shit, boy. Old, beautiful, sophisticated. Well, her son inherited what got fucking wind of it. And he, had some control over her. So he wanted me. Okay. And remember, I'm full of cancer, sucked up 9. I met with him, blah, 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 blah. And, he was all worried that she was going to give some of his inheritance away. And he daggered the whole thing. That's happened multiple times. So the funding by these selfish greeds. Now, this is a true story. And I found out this from a woman in Carlsbad. She says, you remember that woman who's going to fund all your work, blah, 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 blah? Yeah. Remember that son that put the fuck thing on? He says, that hairspray fucking pompous born with a spoon up his ass, never worked a day in his life. Do you know he just died of fucking leukemia? I said, no. Yeah, she showed me the OB. Well, Lori showed it to me. Because she met him too. That's when she was hanging around helping me do work. Of course, she backed out. Everybody backs out. They can't hang. It's hard work. So, and I'm like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Remember the lady judge? She would attack me, going at me in her gear. She died of leukemia. It doesn't care about your social. I mean, it just, the lack of being connected to the sea. All this fucking work has historically been shaken out now. We have 13 years of fucking data. But it's important we get it done. And like I said, it's important that these people are out there doing some fucking, and you read the comment section, and you're like, people are really this gone. It's like the nuclear reactor, the hot reactor that I'm the guy that, you see KSL? Did you see Deseret News? You see the Odd? Did you see them do all that work on that when it comes in here? No, that's my footage. And they hit that, and that was a hard work. I had to work with fucking a lot of law enforcement agencies. I had to very dangerous, we're in critical condition with no money. I've had to rent cars, do all this work, historic work. I've done it. And get no fucking credit. I mean, talk about me on my Nobel Prizes. I should have, if this was 40 years ago, I'd have multiple ones. I sure would have a car. And it blows my fucking mind. My work at the Enola Gay Hangar fucking with Sudoku, Folding Thousand Prayer, Great Niece. I'm the one that orchestrated all that. International Media for All, no Utah Media. No, I mean, why are these people so fucking degenerate? You know, so these people that are doing tide pool work out there, and it's out there because I was Googling all over yesterday and found a lot of stuff, and it just is verifying how fucking epically dead they are. And they don't even know they're fucking dead. And not to mention they're toxic. You know, we have a desal plant in San Diego now. I'm the only guy that protested that fucking thing. So, you know, the water quality in Southern California is horrific. It is horrific. You know, which the ocean or the drink, they're one and the same. 15% of all your water in San Diego can come from the ocean. Well, you've seen the tide pools. Yeah, I want to drink that shit. Well, I don't drink tap water. Well, you take a shower. You drink beer. You eat food. Water's the staple of life. So, this acute radical collapse, that's what they're supposed to look like. Now, I don't get skunked. I know where all the secret fucking gems. It's like the salmon when they used to look like that not very long ago. So, back at it, you know, the well collapse event. I mean, it's so historic and so epic, and yet people are so abstract, disconnected, which I would have never believed it. But my cancer experience, being in the fucking unit, dying with people, I don't eat, sleep, drink this. At least everybody write a book, I don't want to be a book writer. I don't want to be one of those guys. Fucking, and you think about book writers. I mean, talk about narcissists for the fucking most part. I mean, 99.99% of all books ever fucking written are fucking, nobody even pull. I mean, they're, come on, with the wagon wheel. I'm an activist. I'm a real scientist. Let the books be written fucking later and shake it out. I do the fucking work. I don't want to be branded in history as a fucking book writer. I don't want to be that. No, I want to be the scientist. I want to be the Semmelweis. I want to be the Albert Einstein. I want to be the Michelangelo who fucking historically did the work. I don't want to be a fucking copy-paste, fucking look at me, glasses on, shaved head, fucking thieving liar and fucking PhD. I went rogue. Remember, I was at the #1 school in the country. The guy, I went rogue. And it busted me, and I paid a heavy fucking price for it. I paid a really heavy price for it. You kettle me, why do you think they go after me and kettle my work so fucking radically? They fucking hate the truth. So back at it. Got to get a plate fly. Fuck, I can't believe the prices. I've never seen it like this. I'll get it done. I always do. I get by with a little help from my friends, you know, and so everybody that supported it, it's so historical. It's so historical. That's what's so powerful about that GoFundMe page, because there's a record of who historically supported this historic work in a very small fucking but important fucking way. You know, you think about it, we've got it done. I mean, we've got it done. And we'll continue. I mean, it's historic as fuck. The world's foremost expert on fucking California fucking tide pools, bar none. Right? You're looking at him. Bar fucking none. And so it's important to my work, you know, and I never did get that cool vehicle that we could paint it up and I could work up and down the coast, you know, because of the slander, the nuclear industry, you know, and the slander worked. Which was against the law. Slander a guy in critical condition, dying of cancer, fucking doing the various PhD. Think about that. Well, it's not new. Think about Semmelweis and his germ theory. You know, well, look what they did to Albert Einstein. You know, they twisted him. Fucking, he hung out at Princeton all the time because he said they were afraid they were going to kill him. Well, they did Michelangelo. What an activist. But I really compare it to Semmelweis, his germ theory, who I consider the greatest scientist who ever fucking lived, a real one, savior of mothers, you know. So, I mean, really, I look so much up to that guy. I really look up to him. Fucking, he stood up against the fucking machine, and the guy was right. How many people's fucking lives do you think that dude saved? You know, and so I'm trying to save the ocean, trying to save you from you. So, you know, that's what they're supposed to look like. And that's what they look like in fucking March 10th, 2011. And if you think it's just wasting disease, if it's just wasting disease on the start, then why did the sea anemones go? Why did the Upper California purple orchids go? Why did the fucking cucumbers go? Why did the fucking banana slugs, why did they all go in symphony, crash simultaneously? Why did everything, the heat dome, plutonium, why did it all happen in symphony with each other? Starvation event, the fucking thing. Oh, just wait. You're full of fucking shit. You know, these liars. And you're all branded in history. All these so-called fucking scientists, mystified, baffled, stumped, curious, alarmed, you're branded in history. You're going to be some of the most hated people on the fucking planet. We already are. And history's going to look back. You're going to be probably the most hated people that covered this fucking nightmare up. And then you perpetuated more. I mean, what a bunch of fucking losers. The greatest PhD in human history. Goes on. The Great Pacific Jet. It's been a fucking fight, right? Open heart surgery twice, pacemaker now. You know, the poverty, the slander, the fucking attacks. Of course it takes its fucking toll. For every action, there's a reaction. You tell me full fucking core meltdowns for the first time in human history puts in the Pacific Ocean. You tell me there's no byproduct for that? Fuck. Talk about a mental illness. Talk about a fucking denial. Of course, there's a fucking reaction. The Great Pacific Genocide. Stay tuned. Fucking denial is not a fucking river. So thank you. The people that have posted these videos, they don't know why they're posting them. You know, useful idiots, but they're out there and they show how fucking dead they are, and I'll get it done. Me and Robin Hood. Stay tuned.